Welcome to the sixth day of the Assembly Audit. We have been discussing various issues that have been laid out in the Assembly, demands, budget discussions, question hour, and today on the sixth day we have a panel with us to discuss what has happened today and in the previous few days. I would like to introduce Rajesh Kalangutkar from AAP. Rajesh Babu, welcome. Advocate Siddharth Samant from Civic Society, prominent member of Civic Society and quite a regular on our show. Samant Babu, welcome to our.
Thank you.
Vincent, journalist, who's mainly has been looking after civic issues, the flooding, the various road issues in Tiswadi and around. Vincent Babu, welcome to our show. I would like to start off with Rajesh. Rajesh Babu, tell us now. This time, AAP was first time in the assembly, and with two of you all have sought to make an impact. This tamaka.
Yeah.
So, किती concentration तुमचे या assembly किती राशिल्लो?
Actually कशें आसलेलें की आमी जेन्ना आपाचो जर अजेंडा इवन इलेक्शनाचो सुद्दां जर आमी पळयलो जाल्यार you will see that we were mostly focusing on the education, health and the developments. And we were focusing on that. If you see on the very first day, the first LQ was of Mr. Wenzi Vegas, and he asked question on education, if I am not wrong, and that was on the NAP. So we started with that. Even the third question was of cruise. Again, it was a good question. So if you see, we were concentrating on that, but unfortunately, if I tell you, there were maximum questions, LQs were given from Wenzi as compared to all the MLAs out of all the 40s. But unfortunately, because the session period was reduced to 10 days, and then they must have done the selection according to the priorities. And now the questions are coming, but we have concentrated actually even on the roads. We were concentrating on the education system in Goa. We were concentrating on the health system in Goa, and that's why the maximum questions were asked. Even though it was a first assembly after the elections, we were concentrating on all the issues. But unfortunately, as we all know, the excuse is coming as the Panchayat elections. But unfortunately, 10 days, and 10 days, I don't know how many questions we will able to ask. And as it is coming, we are trying our best. Our MLAs are trying best. All Goa is saying that, and they are doing their best according to me.
Samant Babu, you have been watching, we have all been watching assemblies across this, and this time, first time, like AAP is actually in Goa at least. They are in the assembly. Also, Goa Forward has been reduced this time. I think ek zalo Vijay Sardesai. MGP is part of the government. Some opposition stalwarts like Rohan County and Reginald Benyon are on the side of the treasury benches. What do you feel this time? And Congress is had a bit of an issue this time. So what you feel was the is it last time we were discussing that the Niuha, Noko, last time I think one of the panel. What do you feel? Is there some impact going to be, especially given that Goa has gone through a lot of problem like through the because of the rains and all that?
See, that is what I was. In fact, there are many issues, especially about GMC, health, infrastructure, on education. There are so many other issues also. So many questions could be asked, government could be taken to task. The shortfallings of the government could have been exposed, but nothing much has happened other than asking routine questions, which you have seen in other parts, last segment of assembly also. Nothing concrete has happened, barring one or two person. I think Vijay Sardesai is only person who has been taking government to the task or asking some. But rest, I don't see much happening here. This probably because the main opposition party, who was supposed to corner the government or ask relevant questions, is probably hibernating. They have their own problems of keeping their flock together. See, you can counter the government only if you have a united house. If your house itself is divided, then it is very difficult to take ruling party to the task. So I think main problem lies there. First of all, they have to get organized. They have to chalk out a plan. They have to have a concrete roadmap as to who is going to ask the question, which will be the issues, what questions will be asked, in what manner, which phase. Nothing of that sort. आणि अभ्यास तर सामकोच कमी कसो दिसता. रुटीन जे वयल्या वयर कितें तरी प्रश्न विचारता, वेन्झी वेगस किंवा आमचो सरदेसाय एक दोन जर सोडले तर अभ्यासपूर्ण प्रश्न विचारपी अशें कोण तांच्या भितर दिसनात. आणि इफ यू सी गव्हर्मेंटाक प्रॉपरली वॉक ओवरूच कशी दिला तेंच्यांनी. सो I feel more in-depth study is required, because if you want to really work for the state, in-depth study of each subject on which you are asking question is required, and thereafter you have to put it to the government by a concrete plan as to what should happen. Something of that sort needs to be presented to the government, but nothing of that sort. I don't see anything much happening on that issue.
Vincent Bab, yeah, thanks. I'll come back to you, and this probably Avinash Bhosle from NCP would be a better person to discuss it. But I would, Vincent Bab, Nata, especially you have been covering civic issues, very hardcore civic issues, flooding, road issues. हे आता तू असेंब्लीन असा कव्हर करता, चोड आयला काढल्या लोकांनी
चडशे कोणेच हितून ते हेजे फ्लडिंग इश्यू ओ ते प्री मान्सून वर्क ते चडशे कोणेच इश्यू ते अजून तितले काडूंक ना, ओ सिरियस घेवंक ना तेणी ते. आनी ते आतां फ्लडिंगाचे म्हणल्यार ते आतां मेन एक्यूज करता पावसाक. अशें दिसता गोंयान केन्नाच पयलो पावस पडोंक ना आसलो आनी फर्स्ट टायम पावस पडला त्या पासत फ्लडिंग जालां कशें. पावस एवरी जुनान पावस पडटात. सो ते अशें म्हणना आपणी हेजे प्री मान्सून काम करूंक ना, हय, पूण एवरी इयर प्रॉमिसीस सुबेज आहा पूण वर्क इज झिरो. पूण हे इश्यू एसेंब्लीक चडशे कोणेच काडूंक ना. हे फ्लडिंग कित्याक जालां, वो रस्त्याक पोर्ट होल्स कशे हें जाल्ल्या, वो हॉट मिक्सिंग घाललो तो नॉट इवन 1 year तो हें गेला.
1 year 2-3 पणजे 2-3
म्हयन्यान बिफोर मेयान घातलेलो. आतां ते सगळो आतां आख्खो रोड हें जालें. पूण व्हेरी इजी टू ब्लेम द एनी डिपार्टमेंट लायक पुलीस. आतां ते हेका लागून ट्रॅफिक जॅम जाता, पूण ट्रॅफिक ती सेल्स इज ब्लेम.
Okay, thanks, Vincent Bab. Now, Avinash Bab, why I will just shift from the civic issue and go back to what Samant Bab was talking about. Now, your ally, at least in this thing,
Yeah.
he is blaming them. He is saying opposition na. So I am not looking at that. ते जे discussion करीत जाले आमचे ते हद्दीवर ल्हान जातले. हांव कितें म्हणटा, is this a chance for NCP to shine little bit more, to take up these issues, which, see, it is difficult probably for Congress. I don't know what is going to happen, but there are a lot of rumors around that 5 जाण आल्या, 7 जाण आल्या, 8 जाण आल्या, आम्ही राती काढून पडटा भायर थिंगा. Do you think that, Avinash Bab, that it is an opportunity for the NCP to make, like how what AAP did and what RG did outside the assembly?
Yes, definitely it's a big opportunity for NCP. Though NCP's absence in the house is 0, of course that hardly matters, because in last assembly we had only lone MLA, but he was hardly with the NCP's dictum. He was having his own sort of agenda he was doing it. Apart from it, as on today, though the mandate was clearly there for the ruling faction, it was 20, and now they have made it into 25, and they want another 5 or 8 more to they join up. So there's only fear they are adding more weight. These are basically scraps which are there. It's not for the majority. Majority, they have already touched that figure, and by getting more and more, there will be weight and BJP will collapse. That is my fear. And of course, on that backdrop, we have definitely an opportunity. Not only we, I tell you, our counterpart like AAP or your RG, they definitely have scope. They have the representative house. They have presence definitely being felt in the Goa. And likewise, if we really improve our leadership and the cadre really works to it and takes up the issue, as he has been rightly been saying, the issues of pre-monsoon or monsoon, you know the condition. Panjim is a capital city. Panjim is a smart city now.
Supposed to be a
smart city.
Yes.
What is the fate of Panjim today? And it is secondly, we have one family doning Panjim in suburb. We have Bagbush Musarraf, his son Rohit Musarraf as a mayor, immediate neighbor, his wife is there in Taligaon, which is suburb of Panjim. Taligaon looks much prettier or much congestion rather than the Panjim. Panjim appears to be an old hamlet, village. It is not worth the capital city. Do we really feel it is a capital city? No, absolutely not. So we have an issue, NCP has an issue, they should really take up the issue, not just put up a plant or do that cosmetic things for a play to the gallery. No, actually they have to be grounded, they have to really work. During the floods and all, they have to be there. What's there? There's a havoc. Not only, of course, Goa, that way we have been really blessed, but what you see in Gujarat, Maharashtra, your Kerala and all, it's really havoc. So I feel there's ample opportunity if NCP also learns lesson. And right now we are trying to gather our muscles. Our organization issue is that we have got a full-fledged committee now. We have contested around 14 seats last time, but then we got a certain leaders at the grassroots level. They have been very young and they have energy, and we are definitely because we have a time ahead. And if you really go for a constructive work and very issue based, let us not fall in the pit of that politics. Leaving the politics, let us get ourselves committed, identify issue, be with the public. And if you are with the public, if you are with the issues and with the masses, definitely people will definitely care us, people will also respect us. So it's an opportunity, definitely it's a big opportunity. I fully agree, sir.
Yeah, thanks Avinash Babu. Now Rajesh Babu, issue last time what Vincent and Avinash Babu were talking about is these civic issues. That is something that I feel even AAP has not fully given. Maybe it's there in the other questions and all, because these were the main issues. See, education, AAP has been tom-tomming its education model in Delhi, fair enough. Health also, it's been saying Mohalla Clinic, XYZ. I think they have also started in Punjab, they have started, I think the minister has gone to the center also for certain. But today that is subsequent. But Swadhyak, what is the state of our roads? What is the state of our water? That's something probably, and as Avinash said also, it is for AAP and NCP and RG and TMCs to try and do what the Congress has not been able to do in the past 2 elections, I think. So correct. What you feel that you need to, you have an opportunity, you need to course correct, or you all are okay the way you are?
No. What happened, I remember, because when there were a discussion, I was also the part of that committee when we were preparing the questions, assembly questions and all. And we had taken many questions related to this, even the road issues. I remember I telling and I suggesting there was an issue of the road from the beach till Raibandar ferry. The whole road has gone. And we have taken that point, okay. But now since the problem is it has come from 25 days to 10 days, I don't know how many questions are taken and which are those which are taken on the priority. There were many questions which is related to this was taken, because that's I was a part of it, and we had actually discussed on that, and not just generally on the roads and these issues, but we have specifically pointed out on certain roads, specific roads. So it might come in another few days which are remaining, but I know this was pointed out and it was specifically mentioned. So it's not that we have ignored on these issues. We are very serious on these issues, because if you try to see now, since we know what is the condition of the Congress and the Assembly, don't you think that today Goa Forward and the Aam Aadmi Party is working as an opposition?
Yes.
Everybody is agreeing to that.
I think everybody is agreeing.
Everybody is agreeing to that. It's our MLAs who are actually being forceful to take the assurances. I have seen some of the MLAs just putting. I have seen today itself, Saligaon MLA. He is saying no, there are some issues with the electricity and all, but he is not being specific with any of the question. not ready to be forceful with any of the questions, not ready to take any of the assurances. So this type of assembly, as everybody has said, has not been before. So first time, maybe I don't know whether they are scared of the government or whether what they have in their mind, as we are every day we are hearing to the news that today 5 are going, there are 4 which are disappeared from the airport and all these things. So we don't know what is the issue basically, but I will say it is the AAP who is working as a strong opposition today in the assembly. If I try to compare, I will not say that
I
completely
agree.
they are been doing
I
it.
agree. I
But
totally
yes,
agree.
they are
but,
working.
But see, now Panchayat elections are coming. The finals I think I don't know, some petitions are. I don't.
4 petitions have been filed.
Yeah, but I think Panchayat elections are likely to be in August. Even if they're not in August, maximum what they can do, petitions can postpone nothing.
Yeah.
August. So, but is this an opportunity, best opportunity now that for AAP and TMC? I don't know how organized TMC is, but AAP is pretty well organized, at least in quite a few, about 10, 12, 15 seats. Quite well organized. Is this an opportunity for you to surmount, replace Congress? Last time when I had spoken to your Delhi Chief Minister, I had said, only way you can possibly get in Goa, win in Goa, is by replacing Congress, because there is no other place. You either replace Congress or you replace MG, which is not going to. So either you, I had very specifically I told you last time. I don't think in that information was taken in full faith. It was taken part faithfully, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, so if you need to build that. Goa is in many ways, I think Sawan Bab, I'll talk to, I will get him to elaborate, but Goa is in his own way, it's a different state. People want to see you. Suddenly, you feel you are here to stay, you are going to be there for after 4 years, you will.
No, we have already proved ourselves. We are there in the assembly today. We are working, we are into the organization building right now. We are already on the ground, we are working. MLAs are also doing a very good job according to me. Both of them are new. If we compare Venzi with Vijay Sardesai, we cannot do that. Vijay Desai is a senior person. He knows how to deal in the assembly. But if you compare Venzi and Sardesai, there is no much difference you can find today. Cruz is also doing well. He is also coming up with good questions. So we are there, we will stay, and in the next assembly elections will be surely there in the big number in the assembly.
Yes, as he says, वेन्झीचे जर कंपेर करतलो जाल्यार विजय सरदेसाय पयल्या फावट निवडून आयिल्लो तेन्ना ताचो कसो परफॉर्मन्स आसलो ताच्या बरोबर तुका करचें पडटलें. टुडे विजय सरदेसाय इज अ मच सीझन्ड एंड मच मोर पॉइंटेड एक्सेप्टेड. नाव पयली गोष्ट म्हणजे आपाक जर हांगासर पाय रुजोवपाक जाय जाल्यार एसेंब्ली प्रमाणे तेंच्यांनी ऑन ग्राउंड काम करचें पडटलें. ऑर्गनायझेशन त्यांची ऑन ग्राउंड ताचें काम करचें पडटलें. ऑर्गनायझेशन मजबूत करचें पडटलें आणि लोकांकडे कॉन्टॅक्ट दवरचो पडटलो. लोकांचे जे इश्यू आसा पळय ते उठोवचे पडटले विधानसभे भितर, विधानसभेच्या भायल्या भितर. आणि एक म्हणटा ते अ लॉस ऑफ काँग्रेस इज अ गेन ऑफ आप. जर जितली हांगासर काँग्रेस वीक जायत वतली, एक्चुअली काँग्रेस काबार जावपाची बीजेपी परस आपाक चड गरज आसा.
Let me interrupt here. I feel for the BJP, it is better that the Congress remains
in the power. Congress remains on the ground. Then पण आपाक बीजेपी काँग्रेस काबार जावपाचे आपाक चड गरज आसा बीजेपी परस. आता दॅट and Congress is champion in doing damaging their own self. So last around 3-4 वर्षाची त्यांची जर कारकीर्द जर पहिले जाल्यार they have done everything to finish themselves.
3-4 वर्षा चड only. See, I'll give you a small example, sorry to interrupt, but when Congress got last full majority was when Louisiana was 21.
Yeah, correct.
And within 6 months, you should remember this.
Very much.
In fact, 2012 पासून त्यांचे सेम चालू आसा त्यांचे. In fact, त्यांचे चड आयिल्ले. But anyway, from that day they have been working continuously against their party and they have been reducing their numbers continuously. Now that needs to be capitalized by them if they want to come at the center stage of this. But ultimate mantra is, in a democracy you have to be fighting for the right cause of the people. Now that where how much they will do and in what manner they will do, because see those programs जशाचे तसे दिल्लीचे प्रोग्राम जर हांगा कॉपी करतले then it is not going to work. But yes, they can cite that as an example. But गोव्याचो एक तांचो रोड मॅप तांकां प्रेझेंट करचो पडटलो जो तांकां आनी पटोवन दिवचो पडटलो गोंयच्या लोकांक की दिस इज द विजन दॅट वी हॅव फॉर यू अँड दिस इज आवर रोड मॅप, दिस इज हाव वी सीक टू अचीव दॅट विजन. हे गोष्टी जोपर्यंत गोंयकारांक तुमी पटोवन दिनात जाल्यार तोपर्यंत तुमकां गोंयकार एक्सेप्ट करपाचे इट इज व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट दॅट दे वील एक्सेप्ट.
Yeah, it will take time. It will take time because the people like Cruz and Benzi, they have been there with the people earlier, even when they were not with the other people who are not. They have not. Okay, we will. That is too political. Assembly now. Assembly आता तू cover केले from day one. What you feel like general? किती बाज आहा उलयता उमेदीन or people are trying to avoid you all. What किती चाललाय exactly?
तिघा फकत आता दोतोरान सांगला आणि तेणे सांगला ते प्रमाणे तिघा फकत उलयता ते चड म्हणटा तो विजय सरदेसाय, वेन्झी वेगस आनी तिसरो म्हणटा तो थर्ड ऑपोजिशन इज आरजी. पूण तेकाय म्हणटा चड उलोवपाकूय चान्स दिना वो तेका प्रेस करता. कित्याक हांवें आतां सगळे फावट पळयला तो उबो रावताच स्पिकर रोकडो म्हणटा विजय विरेश बाब बस 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 बस. सो तेका म्हणटा एक प्रेस करून येता सिंगल आहा.
Easy standing up when he's not
making an attempt. See, this is his first time in an
पूण
attempt.
सेम
He's making an attempt.
पूण सेम टायप तर विजय उबो रावत न्हू. विजयाक बस म्हणपाक सोंपेपणी स्पिकरा कडेन जायना कित्याक आनी विजय सोंपेपणी बसना. सो ही इज अ सिनियर, ही नोज हाव टू हँडल इट. सो हेवो एक गडे नेवो बा आहा म्हण तो भिता आसतलो बिकॉज स्पिकर इज हॅविंग अ पावर. सो त्या पासत पूण मे बी दीस इज हीज फर्स्ट असेंब्ली वेन्झीची आनी विरेशाची. मे बी द सेकंड दे मायट बी.
But by Rui, what about outside? Outside also, I don't find the MLAs earlier they used to talk, give. Now much they are outside very hesitant like.
आउटसाइड म्हणल्यार आतां ते तिगूच जाण आहा. तुका काँग्रेसाचे तर न्हू तिका हें पळय ते सदांच टेन्शनान आसता. ते म्हणटा आमी बिजी आहा तेका उलोवपाक लागून इतली लॉस दिसता.
काँग्रेसीचे सद्या
ते फकत तेंचे कितें आयज तांकां खबर ना तेंचे फाल्यां कितें जातलें, फाल्यां तेंच्या हितून कोण आसत. एवरी डे दे हॅविंग सम देअर ओन इश्यू. सो काँग्रेस इज वॉट आय बिलीव इज काँग्रेस इज नॉट अ गुड ऑपोजिशन देर.
जस्ट एज अ विकेंड 2 दिसाचो प्रश्न आशिल्लो ताका सुद्धा तांकां आपले एमएलए घेवन आनी खंय वचचें पडलें. दिस इटसेल्फ इज अ सिग्नल that everything is not.
So they might have gone for a tour holiday for a weekend or something. Why? How you impute such?
See what you are saying is even dangerous. If when the assembly is in session and you are going for a holidays for 2 days, then it speaks even worse. I can understand you have some compulsion. It is understandable. Poaching does happen, and for that purpose you have taken somebody. But if you are going for a holiday, country
but
is in
there is a what you say precedent is there, no? When the important meeting was there, one of their main leaders had gone to Europe. The president
so that is what in fact BJP spokesperson had once said, country is in pain and Rahul is in Spain. So now if this is what they are at it, then it is very sad. If they have gone for a holiday, then I would look at it with great caution. But if they have gone for this reason, because
it's worse.
It's even worse. That's what I'm saying. If they have gone for a holiday, it's even worse. But if they have gone because they want to keep their MLAs safe, now that is not something which has never happened in our country. Routinely these things are happening.
No, but what I feel, it has become a order of the day. See, nowadays, whether it is in Goa or elsewhere in the country counterpart, it's the resort politics which has been played, because the party people does not have a confidence, because here the party has been already been marginalized and individuals have become strong. And now
MLAs.
MLAs, they feel they are a king into themselves, they are authority, and they don't go by the dictum of party. If party gives whatever the direction, they don't follow it. So they feel, we have got elected, you just give me the ticket, you give me the flag, whatever it may be, but I got on my own worth. माझ्या खातीर हांव जिवडीन, माझ्या पुस्ता हांव जिवन, I won. So this is the attitude. So there is no affection or sense of belonging of a party.
Correct.
So this is because of we may be social party. There are cadre-based parties also not
having a problem.
Having a problem, because earlier the leftists and rightists, they had a cadre. Congress or NCP, all these social parties, whether Janata Party and all, they never had a cadre. It was like a railway station, open, aao, jao, you don't feel, you come on that railway platform, you go in one bogie, go next station you stop, walk in some other
change your
bogie.
bogie.
Okay.
So that was the thing.
Okay, guys, we are like out of time. And thanks a lot, Rajesh Bab,
Thank you.
Vincent Bab, Samant Bab. Thank you,
Yeah,
and we'll continue this discussion tomorrow. Keep watching Goa 365.